Communication Arts Center in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. This is UWSP News Team.
Good evening and welcome to UWSP News Team. On our broadcast tonight, new debates about the tobacco ban on campus are developing, and the question of credibility is on the line. Has the ban created more controversy than control?
We have updated information on the plans for the new science building and how it will affect students next fall.
Finally, UWSP News Team will be covering stories going on in your community and how it will affect residents, students, and business owners alike.
But first, the proposed budget cuts have students, faculty, and staff at UWSP up in arms. There are many unknowns to what might happen on the university campus. News Team's Michaela Hilgard has the story.
In addition to concern over the proposed $300 million cut to the UW system over the biennium, the proposed UW authority is raising questions as to whether or not shared governance will be maintained.
So I really would hope that students understand this isn't just a budgetary cut for the whole UW system. This is actually a little bit of as students in this budget, we're actually losing a little bit of our voice. We're losing the right to be there. So that's a big issue, and it's kind of getting glossed over, and I get why, because people want to keep programs too. So.
Students expressed their thoughts to us about how the budget cut could affect them, generations to come, as well as actions they are taking.
I've written a letter to Julie Lassa, just explaining my opinion on how the high schools, they want us to build our education, and then when we try to build upon it to get a career, that it just goes out the window.
Students acknowledge reasoning behind the proposal, but are still worried about outcomes it will have.
I'm kind of concerned because all of my professors, I don't know who is going to go or who is going to stay, but I'm sure some people are going to lose their jobs, so I think.
We sat down with Chancellor Bernie Patterson to discuss the proposed cuts, as well as how it would affect UWSP and students' reactions.
Their level of concern is extremely high. We have not experienced anything of this magnitude since I've been chancellor. And it is the largest cut in the history of the university. And so quite naturally, people will be very worried about how we're going to manage this. When you think about all the things we do every day at this university, and you take almost $6.5 million out of the budget, what are the things that $6.4 million was funding? Did we stop doing them?
Administrators are currently discussing possibilities in preparation for the proposed cuts, including elimination of the Student Academic Advising Center, career services, and limits on first-year seminars. We will not know the full amount of the cuts until the budget is finalized in June. Stay tuned for more updates on the state budget proposal and its potential effects on UWSP. This has been Michaela Hilgart reporting for UWSP News Team.
Now let's hear from students and what they have to say about the proposed budget cuts.
Make affordable education a struggle for a lot of people.
More problems like with enrollment. That will prevent a lot of kids from getting jobs within like work study and stuff, and it might hurt the students a lot.
It can cause a lot of trouble with like Wisconsin's economy, like maybe things are going to end up like gas maybe rising and stuff like that.
Mine is media studies, and getting funding for cameras and things like that, and keeping up to date with the technology is very expensive.
Going into elementary ed, it's kind of like a big deal for the future.
There's always that potential. I don't have any ones in particular, but I do know that there are entire departments being cut.
I don't really know too much about them, but it'd be sad to see them go.
Yeah, my favorite professor doesn't have a job next year.
I think that they should cut sports, because then it'll get everybody's attention.
I really hope that Walker notices like how much this will affect our future.
I do think that like the budget cut it does really suck, but I feel that it will get better in the end.
It's just going to mess up a lot of things.
As this story develops, we will have more coverage throughout the semester.
Roughly a year after the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point has been tobacco-free, students are still unsure if it is a good idea or not. Last spring, UWSP campus became tobacco-free, joining more than 60 campuses across Wisconsin and almost 800 nationwide. After its first year in policy, students still have mixed feelings about the ban. Resident Hall faculty members are asked to implement the tobacco ban and discipline student violators accordingly. But even amongst staff, the ban still raises controversy. The tobacco ban was implemented to help keep people healthy and safe, but some still feel that students will continue to use tobacco even with the ban. To find out more information on the ban or the effects of tobacco, contact information can be found at uwsp.edu or by contacting Dalzell Hall.
Up next, the men's basketball team celebrates their championship win. We will be taking a look back through their season.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you were really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at energysavers.gov.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. The Stevens Point men's basketball team has been making headlines across the country as they were crowned the Division III national champions. Emily Margison has more.
Well, we talk about dreams coming true.
The UWSP men's basketball team and all of their fans are celebrating the NCAA Division III championship win. The last championship title was obtained in 2010. One of next season's captains shares how he felt in that moment after the buzzer sounded.
I felt awesome. I mean, something all of us dreamed about since we were little kids. I mean, obviously, when you're a little kid, you think you're going to be Division I NBA player maybe, but it was just the same feel. I mean, seeing when the buzzer went off and you see that confetti come down and then they shoot off fireworks in the arena, it's just a pretty cool experience and something I'll never forget.
Coach Semling tells how he felt in that moment when the Pointers won their 4th championship title in 10 years.
As a head coach, I can tell you this, to watch our players hug each other and see those tears of joy and emotion with their families, it's pretty special stuff.
Coach Semling has also received the Coach of the Year award from the National Association of Basketball Coaches.
Just stuff outside of basketball. I mean, he constantly can relate basketball to the real world, and he just provides you with a great experience on how to be successful on and off the court.
But the team couldn't do it without a little encouragement.
Our constant is our fans. This community has had a love affair with basketball for 4 decades, and they really are the backbone of this program.
Only time will tell what's in store next season for the UWSP men's basketball team. Right now, they are celebrating their Division III championship win and preparing for next season. This has been Emily Margison with UWSP News Team.
Coach Semling was once a coach in the 80s for many years, went to Green Bay until 2005, and made his way back to UWSP and plans on sticking around for years to come.
Out with the old and in with the new, that's what students at the UWSP campus are saying about their science building. The science building was first built for the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point in 1963, and now has become outdated for the needs of UWSP students. Several departments inside the building have identified the need for more space for several years now. In next fall semester, the plan is to start construction on the new science building, which Carl Rasmussen, the Director of Facility Planning, says that it will benefit the majority of students. We are joined today by Carl Rasmussen with information about the upcoming science building. Hi Carl, how's it going?
Afternoon, it's going fine.
Awesome, okay, so I guess we can just get right into it. So what will be housed in this new facility?
Well, it'll be primarily the 2 departments of chemistry and biology. It'll also include the Dean of Letters and Science, an office complex for the Dean of that college. Within the 2 departments, they'll have a number of labs available to each of the specialties within both of those majors.
Okay, and will this create more jobs here at UWSP, and if so, what will those be?
Well, we're already dealing with 2 very popular science departments, and the type of facility will allow for some expansion of their activities, and by virtue of that, additional enrollees and more opportunities as students move forward through their career.
Okay, and how exactly have the proposed budget cuts affected the planning at all?
Well, the capital budget is what is used to pay for construction on buildings, and that was approved over 2 years ago in the 2013-2015 capital budget, and it's independent of the operational budgets. As such, most of the cutting occurred in the run-up to the capital budget, and then that dollar amount for the construction has already been approved and is now moving forward. We still have to get the authority to spend that money, but it is already earmarked in a previous budget.
Okay, well that sounds great. I'm excited to see this new building and what it has for UWSP students. Thank you for joining us, Carl.
Okay.
We appreciate it. All right, the building is going to be used for undergraduate research and is expected to be completed by the 2017 and 2018 school year.
After the break, 2 UWSP alumni have started construction on a local winery. More on this story when we return.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
But it would be safe to keep your distance until there's no secret that laughter makes you smile. Reliable sources say that chicken soup has proven found their way out of this dangerous, but it will be safe to keep your distance until they are returned.
Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family. Go to discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. Central Wisconsin wine lovers have something to look forward to this coming summer. UWSP News Team's Jana Slice has the story.
Downtown Stevens Point, known for its eclectic mix of shops, attractions, and dining, can now add a locally sourced winery to the lineup. UWSP alumni Don and Kelly Guay have been crafting wine out of their home for years. The couple is renovating the old Stevens Point Bakery on the square, where they plan to share their passion for winemaking with the Stevens Point community and its visitors.
The city as a whole has been extremely supportive of our endeavor.
I think this fits in perfectly. I think we're a great fit to downtown. So I think we're just adding to all the wonderful work that's been done here to date.
The average winery in the state of Wisconsin brings in about 6,000 people to the area per year. The Guay's endeavor, Sunset Winery, aims to attract those numbers to Stevens Point by offering wines of a great variety.
We will be making a wide arrangement of wines that range from sweet to dry, and we're going to locally source things for our fruit wines.
All of the Guay's wine will come from right here in the heart of Stevens Point, with the production happening on the first floor of this building and the tasting on the second.
This room was destined to be a tasting room. It's a beautiful room. It overlooks the river and the park.
And that's where we have the movie in the night, and we've got jazz nights and different things that go on there. So I'm thinking that's kind of a neat way to be a part of the community. We'd like to be able to make little takeaway picnic baskets where there's 2 glasses and a bottle of wine and potentially a blanket, and people can just take it over with them.
Don and Kelly hope to maximize their output to 60,000 bottles a year by 2020.
For me, success will be when we open the doors and people come and then they continue to come back.
People are going to come here, like our winery, and then like the downtown and come back.
This has been Jana Schleiss for UWSP News Team.
Sunset Winery is on track to start producing their wine in April with hopes to open their doors this June.
Joan and Darren Duffy created the Bring a Buddy campaign in honor of their late son, Eric Duffy. This campaign promotes safe drinking, and local establishments have begun to support the campaign. Noble Runman has the story.
Stevens Point's downtown is well known for its restaurants, shops, and of course, bar scene. Downtown Stevens Point is a hotspot for many college students to let off steam from the stress of their courses. Unfortunately, the untimely death of Eric Duffy has led the campus and the community to rethink about walking alone at night.
So Bring a Buddy is a program that was founded here actually last year, so we're in our 2nd year, and it was founded by Joan and Darren Duffy because their student, and there's a student here, and their son, their only son, was on his 21st birthday, and he walked home and made kind of a wrong turn and missed the path, and he ended up in the middle of the river and fell through.
The Bring a Buddy campaign has been expanding from just on campus to part of the local community, where businesses have been promoting safe drinking and never walking alone, whether it be on campus or in the community.
If you can prevent one incident, I think that's fantastic.
Many bars are getting involved with the Bring a Buddy campaign, and most of downtown has given their support, such as Goose, Elbow Room, Joe's Bar, Herbert's and Gerbert's, Graffitis, The Outfit, and Partners.
We're supporters of the Bring Your Buddy campaign because our #1 priority is the safety of our customers. So we want to make sure people come in, they have a good time in a safe setting, and that they get home in a safe way as well.
The Bring a Buddy campaign is not an anti-drinking tactic, but rather a campaign to make young adults more aware of their surroundings and to rethink walking alone, whether it's on campus or downtown. The goal for Eric Duffy's family and the establishments downtown is to prevent another untimely death from occurring and making more people aware of the dangers of walking alone. For UWSP News Team, this is Noble Runman.
Just remember, anything can happen, so whether it's on campus or downtown, never walk alone.
The Growing Collective program has been working hard in preparation for their upcoming plant sale in May. The program sold out of the plants at their last year's sale and have prepared by growing even more this year. Growing Collective is a branch off of Farm Shed that grows organic produced plants for themselves and for the community. They grow herbs and vegetables alike, onions, leeks, tomatoes, and peppers for their annual sale. They are currently planting at Jackson Elementary School but are planning to transport their plants to the greenhouse after heating is installed. The Growing Collective is hoping to have 4,000 to 5,000 plants for their plant sale in the beginning of May.
After the break, we take a look at news across the nation.
Bring this one.
I grew up in the housing projects of Cleveland. I didn't even know that life could be any better than it was. Education for me has been a way to get away from the agony of what was normal life. I want to be able to impact the community, not just look back on where I came from, but to reach back to where I came from and pull some people up with me. My name is David, and I am your dividend.
You didn't give up on sex. Don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. It is now time to take a look at what is happening across the nation.
Techies are going wild over the new Apple Watch. The company received nearly 1 million pre-orders in the United States on Friday, the first day the watch went on sale. That's according to Slice Intelligence, a shopping research firm. Of estimated 957,000 pre-orders, the firm reports more than half were for the less expensive sports model. The Apple Watch officially launches on April 24th.
In our media, U.S. rapper Kanye West staged an impromptu concert to round off a visit to the capital, Yerevan. West was visiting the country with his wife, TV celebrity Kim Kardashian, who is of Armenian descent. The visit was timed to coincide with the events marking 100 years since mass killings of Armenians by Ottoman Turks. At the end of the concert, West jumped into a pond, followed by excited fans.
Here's something you don't see every day: flying fish attacking students on a lake in Missouri. Talk about a fishy situation. CNN 1 reporter Benjamin Rosenbaum was observing his Washington University rowing team practice when Asian carp shot out of the water. He says no students were hurt, but the racing shell did smell a little fishy. In case you are wondering what it's like to get hit by flying fish, one rower says the experience was slippery.
After the break, we will be discussing controversial book and now movie 50 Shades of Grey.
Turn here. There. Excuse me.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back to UWSP News Team. Now we will take a look at one of the most controversial movies this year and how the public has reacted to it. Christopher Gideon has the story.
Books. They can take you anywhere you want to go in only the turn of a page. Literature has a huge impact on society, which is why it's not uncommon for the sorts of things we're allowed to read to fall under controversy. But there's one notable example of such controversial material that has recently regained its spotlight in the media. That example is E.L. James' 50 Shades of Grey.
There's always this kind of concern that accompanies female sexual pleasure. So on the one hand, I applaud women who chose to read these books and got something out of them. On the other hand, I wish that it did not depict what I consider to be an abusive relationship.
This discussion was reignited by the recent theatrical release of the film based on the first book. The movie depicts a type of relationship known as BDSM, which involves a dominant partner who controls, punishes, and hurts the submissive partner for pleasure. But does 50 Shades of Grey properly represent the BDSM community? Some fear that the movie encourages domestic abuse, while others believe it helps couples explore their interests.
I think it will make you want to do different things, not necessarily like what they do in the book.
Even before its release date, Valentine's Day 2015, 50 Shades of Grey has raised a lot of controversial questions about BDSM, domestic violence, and what's acceptable in the media.
There was a huge outcry when these books came out about all of these housewives, all of these mothers who are reading pornography. Oh my God, a wife and mother is reading something sexually explicit. Whatever will we do?
While the books received plenty of criticism, the release of the movie stirred reactions from even more people.
I remember people were sort of like making fun of the book because it was just like what their mothers were reading, and it was sort of strange. But when it became a movie, it hit a lot more people.
Whether the impact the novel and the film has had on society is positive or negative, one thing is certain: 50 Shades is making its mark on society. For Carly Norton, this is Christopher Gideon, UWSP News Team.
The movie has grossed over $165 million at the box office in the U.S. alone and over $500 million worldwide. Thank you for joining us this evening on UWSP News Team. I'm Michaela Hilgart.
And I'm Emily Markison, and I'd like to wish my co-anchor a happy birthday. She turned 21 today. So tune in next time for more information on issues affecting you and your community. We'll be seeing you soon.